If I was competent at all at editing, I would definitely do some sort of like crime buster sort of intro thing here. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Mass Effect 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we met Samara and got our mission from her. So of course she isn't part of the crew just yet, but we will be taking care of that.
Find a way into the Eclipse hideout. Wasea, their leader, must have a record of the ship name.
Please don't start trouble about my prisoner. Trust me, I'd release her right now if I could. It's a great honor to have a Justicar here, but I could do without the honor of having her kill me.
I'd like to avoid killing you, Detective. Unfortunately, the moment my code dictates I must, I will. There is only the code.
She says this kind of thing like she's talking about what to eat for dinner.
You're not gonna lock her up?
Any attempt to put me in a passive restraint system will be regarded as a hostile action, and I will be forced to attack.
Yeah, that.
Samara's a weird case of character. I'll get into her a little bit. I'll get into what I mean by that a little bit more after we get details from Pitney 4.
Hello again, Earth Clan. Did you speak to the detective?
Why are the mercs after you?
I know nothing about any mercenaries, Earth Clan. I'm merely an innocent merchant. Oh dear. Please put that away. I'll be cooperative, I swear.
Tell me everything.
I smuggled a chemical onto Ilium that boosts biotic powers in combat. It also is toxic. I may have, forgotten to mention that to the Eclipse. So they are perturbed and want to kill me.
It sounds like you're a swindler, and your actions finally caught up with you.
True and true. But I haven't survived as a merchant this long without being able to tell when there's a deal in the making. You want something.
The Eclipse recently smuggled someone off-world. I need the name of the ship she left on.
I don't know about their people smuggling operations. They must keep records in their base. I do have a pass card they issued me to bring my goods in. Well, I had to return that one, but I happened to make a copy. Take it, but be careful. Each Eclipse sister commits a murder to earn her uniform. They are all dangerous. You should be able to get into the Merc base now. It's the elevator back that way, to your right.
Well, we missed some dialogue, I think, so let's go. Ooh. We gotta go and reload stuff. That's fine.
I'd like to.
She says this kind.
Let's just dart through that. Hello, Pitney 4, V2.
Hello again.
Why are the mercs after you?
I know nothing about any mercenaries, Earth Clan.
You can't skip any dialogue that has an interrupt attached to it, so...
Tell me everything.
I may have,
Tell me about this chemical you brought in.
It's called Minogen X3. And it's very, very, illegal. Anyone with biotic powers who is exposed to it becomes more powerful. The higher your exposure, the more powerful you get. But too much of it, you die. That's the part that the Eclipse found disagreeable.
You've been in the Eclipse base. What do you remember?
It's a series of docking bays where the Eclipse keep their private ships. They're well armed and they've got mechs. And they're all murderers. Every one of them kills someone as part of their initiation.
It sounds like you're a...
There we go. Now we're actually good. Let's boost up our cryo blast, and then we can't do anything with either of those two. So, up the elevator we go. Now, Samara as an interesting character is something I wouldn't say. The Justicars are a fascinating concept.
They've seen us.
But Samara's, she's a bit too devoted to the code for it to be a interesting character situation. So I'm just going to preempt that by mentioning that. Our gimmick of this mission is, in fact, the drug. Now, I would say red sand, but red sand is something different. As Pitney 4 explained, it will actually boost up your biotic powers if you are exposed to it. However, of course, you do have that toxicity level at the bottom right of your screen, and if that fills up, you will die. I believe it... No, well, there goes Jack. I don't exactly remember how it works, but I believe it is just like, for anything that will, move someone, it's more force. For things like warp, it's more damage, I believe is the case. I think it's only you that's affected by it. I imagine it's just, that would be something pretty difficult to program. So, Also, I do apologize for the noise. In typical cat fashion, as soon as I start recording, he started to freak out. Because cats will tend to do that. So hopefully I did edit out him messing about, like, during the dialogue. Get a scimitar shotgun. Scimitar is actually pretty decent. I haven't... You know what? It's fine. I'll go over the descriptions of each weapon.
If they do, kill me. What am I doing here? Wait, stop! I didn't fire my weapon once. I pretended to because the other Eclipse sisters were watching, but I didn't really shoot.
You're in an enemy uniform, and I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not one of them. I'm new. I thought being Elnora the mercenary would be cool, but I didn't know what they were really like.
You chose your side, Elnora, and you lost.
Screw that bastard, and screw you!
You do have the option of letting her live, but that's a poor idea. We'll find out why later. Now, back onto Samara. Again, the Justicar's are such an interesting system. They're basically samurai on steroids. Magic samurai on steroids, of course, because biotics are magic. Let's be real, that's what they are. They're sci-fi justified mages. But just Samara herself as a character is so dictated by the code that she ends up being a pretty lackluster character. Fittingly, her best comparison as a character is to Thane. Thane is someone who also has a fascinating lore behind them. The Drell, he is one of only like 4 in the game, I want to say. There are not many Drell throughout the entire series, and Thane, through his dialogue, he really lets you learn not only about, what his unique situation is like, but also lets you learn, more about his character. He actually has a character beyond his status, and that's just something that Samara lacks. And it's really a shame because, again, I think the Justicars are way more interesting than the Drell as a concept. Not that the Drell aren't interesting, of course. They are still tremendous. But it's just, I don't know, man. Samara ends up being disappointing. She's not the worst character. That still goes to Jacob, because Jacob not even got the benefit of having the interesting sort of, you know, interesting story, interesting who or what are you aspect. Jacob is just a dude, so yeah, Samara just ends up being a bit disappointing. As for the characters, I do like a lot of the characters in this game. Again, Jacob's a little bit meh. I wouldn't even say I dislike Jacob. He's just so anticlimactic. He's uninteresting, and I feel like I've said this before, but I would prefer someone be a bad character than a boring character. If you're a boring character, you really have nothing going on for you. You're not memorable. You're not, you know, no one really cares about a boring character. And really all Jacob ends up doing is he's only talked about as being a dude, which is really lame. So, yeah. Mass Effect 2 introduces a lot of really interesting characters, and that is something that is definitely its strength. Mass Effect 2 is very much about the characters, so
They've seen it.
there is that boon. However, I still find myself struggling to recommend this game above, well, not recommend it. I still have trouble liking this more than 1 or 3 in terms of a story perspective, in terms of a, you know, not outside of a gameplay perspective. I have difficulty in liking this one more than 1 or 3. But oh well. Because really with this game, when the characters don't land like Samara and Jacob, then they really don't have much going for them. I am not a big fan of the way that this game's story is structured. The fact that it is very disconnected. There are only story missions, so no dossiers, no loyalty missions. There are only 6 missions in the game, I want to say. Because what is it? There's the... Again, not counting the dossiers. There's what? There's Waking Up, there's Freedom's Progress, there's Horizon, there's what we're gonna get after this one, and then 2 more missions after that. So yeah, not much in terms of a storyline in this game, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but the character work is very good. And that's really what it helps. This is a very good sequel game, but
We've been spotted.
it would 100% struggle as a game by itself. Outside, and obviously, you know, you could say that about probably like basically anything that's a sequel or in a series, but or in a properly connected series, that is. It's like there's some series like Persona is a series that is not really connected in terms of its story, but there's the gunship. I thought that was in Thane's mission. Huh, it's not. Anyways, I'm not the biggest fan of the way that this game organizes its story. Or rather, how it mostly doesn't have a story of its own. And the collectors are interesting, but not to an extreme point. So, yeah. I have my problems with Mass Effect 2. And I still do understand why it's a lot of people's favorite of the 3 games in the series. And I feel like it's mostly off the fact that, really, aside from that story thing, there's no major flaws with Mass Effect 2. That was quite rude of you. Mass Effect 2 doesn't really have anything bad about it. It's a very, very good, above average game with very, very few flaws. And honestly, like, my biggest flaw with that story bit, that is mostly just, I prefer a different method of storytelling. So, yeah. Anyways, I should probably armor up. Get punched. Hey, hey. Also, another thing about Elnora, whatever her name was, about that one merc who we shot in the face. Well, all of us shot multiple times in the chest, mainly, but of course we did hear from Pitney 4, and I think from the detective, you know, in order to earn their uniform, they must get a kill. Yeah. Hello. Shoot you in the face. And where'd the gunship go? Huh. Okay. Whatever. I guess we fight it later on?
Well, it's official. Little baby Elnora is finally a full-fledged Eclipse merc. I earned my uniform last night when I killed that ridiculous bolus. Up close, exploding rounds. Blew the little bastard's suit wide open. I can't wait to see some real action. Next time I go home, my friends are gonna be so jealous.
Elnora was the killer. You were right to be suspicious of her.
We could tell the detective this.
Yeah, I suppose. We might as well. Gotta keep investigating. Got a mysterious hallway. Ooh, spooky. And I am fully forgetting the layout of this mission. One thing I will say about Samara, of course I have been ragging on her quite a bit this episode, but while we haven't seen the loyalty missions yet, you know, that is something we're going to be getting to in just a bit, don't worry, don't worry. Samara's loyalty mission is one of the cooler ones. Similar to... Oh, this is where we fight the gunship. Similar to how each mission had their own gimmick in recruiting them, the missions or the loyalty missions of the second group of dossiers all have their own interesting things about them. And of course we have experience in shooting down gunships on foot. And I think they all despawn. Fantastic. Going great for us right now. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, I don't remember this part of the layout of this. I remember that this was a thing that happened, I just don't remember how it's all set up. Start off with a few mechs.
Sensors activated.
Of course, your allies don't have any ammo, so that is something to keep in mind. I'm fine with saving my ammo. Overload. That's Cryo Blast.
Easy shot.
And off with your head. Alright. Of course, power cells over there to re-up your heavy weapon damage.
Gunship above.
Ow. Ends up taking a missile to the face. Not a great idea. Alright, it's fallen back. Which means it's about to switch sides. Launch a couple of missiles there. Launch a warp. I don't know why I'm not the big... You're supposed to go after the gunship, not the tiny mechs. I'm not the biggest fan of the heavy weapons. I don't know. It's just never something I've really used all too much. There we go, and we explode a gunship with the power of our minds. I believe there's another power cell somewhere out here. Obviously, there's that one at the beginning, which we're going to go and pick up right now. And I think this is near the end of the mission, so we might as well finish it off, I think. Yeah, there's heavy weapon ammo there. Is it really just that one? Oh well. I'm not the biggest fan of the heavy weapon system. Not the system. The system's fine. I just don't use them that much. It's just, again, it's not my playstyle. It's really kind of the theme with Mass Effect 2. It's just a lot of stuff that I'm not personally all too into. It's just a lot of things that really aren't my style of gameplay. So, you know, it's a bit unfortunate. Perfect. Good at words. It's a bit unfortunate with that, but oh well.
This looks like a shipping manifest. It shows the Pitney 4 sold 2,000 units of Minigen X3 to the Eclipse, along with 600 units of red sand.
This isn't the information Samara needs, but it proves the Volus is a criminal.
Sell it to the Volus. He'll pay.
We're running into a lot of red sand addicts these days.
Idiots. Who would do that to themselves?
What does red sand do?
A little snort gives you enough biotics to move a pencil around with your mind. For a little while.
All Asari have some biotic power. Why would they use red sand?
You get a great high, too.
You think just using drugs makes them idiots?
They're looking for something they won't find. Makes them easy victims.
You take drugs all the time.
If I don't, I wake up screaming with furniture slamming into the wall.
We've got to keep moving.
That's actually something I have no idea if that's normal or not. Or, like, if anyone else has dialogue like that. So, I don't know. Maybe I actually did a good thing by randomly choosing Jack for this mission. Nif to Cal!
I am a biotic god. I think things, and they happen. Fear me, lesser creatures, for I am biotics made flesh.
You need help.
You need help, for you stand before the mightiest biotic ever. Yes, the Asari injecting so many drugs into me was terrifying. But then I began to smell my greatness. They may laugh when I fall over, but they don't know what I know in my head. That I know that I am amazingly powerful.
fear me?
Are you part of Pitney 4's trade group?
When I was mortal, I worked for Pitney. Poor soul is probably terrified that I have not returned.
He didn't say anything about you going missing. Didn't want to get stuck here.
I get the distinct impression Pitney prefers money to friends.
Bah! I will wreak a just revenge upon his people. But first, the leader of these mercenaries is in the next room. I shall toss Wasea about like a rag doll.
15 creds says the little guy doesn't get 5 steps in before the merc explodes him.
I will tear her apart. My biotics are unstoppable.
Wasea will tear you apart. Take a nap. You'll feel better.
Are you mad? I'm unstoppable. Feasting on her biotic-rich blood will be the last step of my ascension. But, Great Wind, Biotic God, what was I saying? I'm tired. You may be right. Yes, I'm tired. I'll nap. Destroy the universe later.
He doesn't deserve to live.
I want to have more dialogue be viewed before it interrupts, but I also am trying to toe the line between, you know, not missing them, which is a problem. I don't exactly remember when any of them end, so, you know.
Everything's gone to hell since we smuggled that filthy creature off-world. First a Justicar shows up. Now you. At least I can take pleasure in turning your head into a pulpy mass! Mark!
Yeah, I think she's a little bit angry. Let's just throw out our...
Dust.
Throw out some warps. Let's gun you down. Wasea is a pretty disappointing boss, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, yeah, she still is a boss, which is more than you can say of Thane's mission, but like, I don't know, Wasea is just disappointing. Let's just please you. Gun you down. Yeah, Wasea's dead already. Even Kira was a more interesting boss than Wasea. It's just disappointing. And Samara does make up for it in her loyalty mission, but just her mission by itself it's fine. I mean, it's interesting enough. It's not a bad mission, but like, there's better out there.
Some record of that ship must be around here.
Indeed, there is. But we are first going to, of course, look around the entire place. Make sure that we're not missing anything. Because I think there is something else in here, if I recall. But I could be wrong. Obviously, there's Wasea. Here we are. Eclipse terminal here. There we go. Easy snag there for $3 grand. Again, keep and investigate in the area. Don't want to miss anything. Because I think in this game things are permanently missable. But I might be wrong. At the very least, if things aren't permanently missable, I don't know where to get them. So, yeah. You know, that's the thing. I imagine it's probably somewhere on the Citadel. But I think it's just for that data pad, or the that one terminal is the only reason why you need to stay here. Yeah, looks like it. Oh well. With that, we'll go and read the data pad. This Justicar here, probably looking for the one we saw from the AML Demeter. I was just happy to see her go. She chilled me to the bone. I just hope this Justicar doesn't mess up my operation.
This is probably the ship that crazy Asari is looking for.
Should we head back to the police station and give her the name? Or look around first?
Let's give her the name and keep moving.
So we return to the spaceport. I mean, I might as well.
Cops don't admit it, but the Eclipse sisters run this area.
Not anymore.
I don't know what they put in me, but I thought I was... Well, you saw. Anyway, thank you, Shepard.
I love Nif2 Cal, the greatest character in the entire series.
I wanted to be a Justicar when I was young.
Thank you for removing the Eclipse threat, Earth Clan. It will take them months to rebuild their organization. Also, merely out of curiosity, when you were poking about, did you perhaps run across a shipping manifest that belongs to me?
We both know this manifest will get you sent away for a long time.
Absolutely, Earth Clan. For the manifest, I'll give you all the creds I made selling the Minigen.
Here's the manifest. Next time you do something illegal, don't write it down.
An excellent point, Earth Clan. You're clearly a better criminal than I. A pleasure doing business.
I need money at this point.
If you have something that'll encourage the Justicar to leave, show it to her.
Alright, well, I thought we'd be able to... whatever.
I've got the name of the ship. Your fugitive left here 2 days ago on the AML Demeter.
Shepard, you impress me. You fulfilled your part of the bargain, and I will fulfill mine. I am ready to leave immediately, if that will satisfy your superiors, Detective.
You're free to go, Justicar. It has been an honor having you in my station. And it's nice you didn't kill me, too.
You're sworn to follow a code that dictates your decisions. But I'm running a military operation.
You wonder if I will refuse to follow orders because of my code?
I can't allow that to happen.
By agreeing to follow you, I am compelled to swear the most difficult of Justicar oaths, the third oath of subsumation. After I do, your orders will override the code. You should know, however, that I'll still give you my opinion if the situation warrants.
The Normandy is docked near the main trading floor. I'll see you aboard.
I must be sworn to your service so that I am never forced to choose between your orders and the code. By the code, I will serve you, Shepard. Your choices are my choices. Your morals are my morals. Your wishes are my code.
I never thought I'd see a Justicar swear an oath like that.
If you make me do anything extremely dishonorable, I may need to kill you when I'm released from my oath.
I can see that this is a very important act, Samara. Thank you.
Truly, the life of a Justicar can get lonely. I admit I am looking forward to serving with a company of honorable heroes. Shall we return to your ship?
I need to speak to the detective.
Thanks for getting Samara out of my district. I can tell my granddaughters about meeting a Justicar. And you've just upped my chances of living long enough to have grandkids.
I have proof that Eclipse killed the Volus merchant.
Let's see what you got there. Interesting. But I can't verify it. It would be inadmissible.
I vouch for Shepard, and any evidence he brings forward.
I accept the judgment of the Justicar. Thanks, Shepard. I wasn't sure about trusting a stranger, and a human at that. But you came through. Never heard of this Elnora. Sounds like she was just starting her career. Good thing you cut it short. Okay, enough with all the congratulations. I've still got a spiraling crime rate.
What an in-depth summary, Miranda. Recruited Samara for the team.
Welcome to the Normandy, Samara. We studied your profile extensively. With your skills, I think you'll be an excellent addition to our team.
Thank you. From an organization such as yours, that is high praise indeed.
I've seen Samara's biotic powers at work. They're substantial.
We still don't know what we're going to find when we hit the collectors.
I will be prepared for whatever we encounter.
Where shall we put you?
A room that looks out on the great empty void would be most comforting.
Put her in the observation room on deck 3.
Thank you. I must meditate on the day's events.
And with Samara, that is the last of our characters recruited. Well, sorta. We got another one that won't be coming for a long time, but that's fine. So, next time, we'll be going around and talking to the crew. But until then, see you guys later.